Hey guys, today's video is all about sheet pan meals. The first meal is nachos. You can use either a taco seasoned hamburger meat or chicken that's seasoned with taco seasoning. In my bowl here, I have some hamburger meat. I did have this cooked up ahead of time. I'm just adding some refried beans and gonna mix that all together. It's easier to do it this way than trying to spread the refried beans over the nachos by itself. So now I have my sheet pan there. I have it covered with parchment paper just to make cleanup easier. And I'm gonna add that hamburger and refried beans mixture on top of that. Then I'm gonna add on some black beans and a Mexi style corn. I just mix that into a bowl to make it easier instead of having to do each layer. And then you can use salsa, but I did not have any, so I just used a can of tomatoes with green chilies in it and added that layer on and then piled it with some cheese. I also cut up some jalapenos. I'm gonna put that on just half of the nachos because the kids will not eat jalapenos. Now I'm using my Pampered Chef egg slicer to slice the olives and put those on there. If you want, you can purchase sliced olives. I didn't have any, so I just used my egg slicer for that. Now I'm gonna pop it into the oven. It's been preheated at 350 degrees. I'm gonna pop it in there just until the cheese is nice and melted. And this is what it looks like. The kids and my husband just absolutely loved this meal. Our next meal is pork tenderloin. I like to get these and stock up on them whenever they're BOGO at Publix. I got the roasted garlic and herb. I have some red potatoes, extra virgin olive oil, rosemary, salt and pepper, and some asparagus. This was a delicious meal. My 8-year-old absolutely loved the potatoes and asked if I could make those again. So the first thing I'm going to do is dice up the potatoes. I sprayed them with a little bit of that olive oil spray and then sprinkled some salt and pepper on them and a little bit of the rosemary. And now I'm going to go ahead and pop that in the oven. I didn't put the asparagus on there because it would have overcooked. So whenever everything was almost finished, I went ahead and pulled it out, put the asparagus back on the pan, spraying some of the olive oil on there and sprinkling it with a little bit of garlic salt. And then I put it back in the oven just for a few minutes until the asparagus became tender. This meal was quick and easy. It probably took about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer for the pork, but it was very, very tasty. The next meal was chicken fajitas. These were so good. I just have some chicken tenderloins, red pepper, green pepper, cheese, some taco seasoning. I make my own taco seasoning using a recipe out of one of my keto cookbooks. It is really good. I have some sour cream there on the side just for the topping. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cut up the chicken into smaller pieces. And once those are all cut up, then I will take some of that taco seasoning and put on top of the chicken and mix that all up together. Next, I'm going to cut up the red pepper and green pepper. I also grabbed an onion out of the pantry. I forgot to get that out beforehand, but I'm going to cut that up. And then on my sheet pan, covered with parchment paper, again, just for easy cleanup, I'm going to put the chicken out and then place all of those red pepper, green pepper, and onions on top of that. I'm going to sprinkle some of the taco seasoning on top of the peppers and onion. That way they have some of that flavor on there as well. Then I'm going to pop this into the oven. I think it was preheated at 350, and this is what it looks like when it's all done. I could literally just eat this right off the sheet. It was so good. Now that it's all done, I'm going to use my little taco stands, put my tortillas inside of that, and just start loading it up. Up next is some fish and potato wedges. I'm using flounder fillets. I get these from Winn-Dixie when they're BOGO, and I stock up on them. They're really good. I have a recipe for the seasoning that I put on the flounder that I will link down in the description, but it calls for all of these spices that you see. It's really good. It does call for cayenne pepper as well, but I did not use cayenne because the kids are picky and they don't want it to be too spicy, so I did not use the cayenne. So just in my bowl, I have all of those spices, and I'm just going to mix it up really good and then just set that to the side. Because potatoes will take a lot longer than the fish, I'm going to go ahead and cut those in wedges and then place that on my sheet pan lined with parchment paper. And I'm just going to brush that with a little bit of olive oil there and then sprinkle some salt and pepper on it and then put those in the oven. I had the oven preheated at 400 degrees and put those in the oven until they're pretty much done or almost done, and then I'll put the flounder onto the sheet pan. Now I know that parchment paper, it's not supposed to stick, your food's not supposed to stick to it, but I just wanted to make sure, so I did spray a little bit of that olive oil on there. And then I placed all of the fish onto the pan. I then brushed each side of the fish with the olive oil that was in the bowl and sprinkled that seasoning mixture on each side of the flounder. I put it in the oven. I didn't time it, but whenever it's flaky and you can cut it with a fork really easily, then your fish is done. And this was so good. If you want to have a green veggie, you can do broccoli, asparagus, green beans, or even a side salad. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. It has been a while since I've posted one. It's been actually over a year since I've posted a video, but I wanted to hop back into it. My goal right now is to post at least 1 to 2 videos a week. So I hope you subscribe. Click on that button down below, tap on the bell so that you don't miss any of my videos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.